Unprecedented. That is the word that many people have used to describe the presidency of Donald Trump. But our own Chris Stirewalt points out that, quote, if you tug on one golden thread of Trump's presidential seal, you will find a cord running all the way back to the beginning of us, or the United States, whichever way you want to look at that. Us. And in his new book, Stirewalt does just that, taking a closer look at the influential populist leaders who came before and who share in common, quote, their ability to convince millions of ordinary Americans of three things: that the system is rigged against them, only these individuals can fix it, and that urgent action can still make every man a king. Do you like that?
I should have had you do the audiobook. Yours
Chris
is better
Stirewalt
than
is a
mine.
Fox News politics editor, the Fox News politics editor, and now author of the new book, Every Man a King, famous quote by Huey Long, a short, colorful history of American populists. And we're going to learn a lot about us when we read this fantastic book that you have put together.
Thank you so much.
And I love the cover, Every Man a King. It's a great-looking book. It's interesting. You have Teddy Roosevelt, you've got Ross Perot, and you have Andrew Jackson. There's no Donald Trump on the cover.
But there's Donald Trump throughout the book.
Inside.
Yeah, and in this way. I didn't want to write a book about Donald Trump. There are a lot of books being written about Donald Trump. I'll let Bob Woodward have this week on writing books about Donald Trump. I wanted to write a book about America. And we have populism. We need populism when the system gets out of whack, right? When the elites are too much and things feel that the game feels rigged for the house and people feel frustrated. And we have to have a system that lets that energy go someplace. Learning how these guys did it right, how they did it wrong, is instructive about our moment. It's instructive about us. And it's also, by the way, how do we get, once you start that teeter-totter teetering, how do we get things back into alignment? It's not just about taking a swipe this way and then taking a swipe that way. It is about finding equilibrium so that things can be predictable, healthy, and sustainable. Yeah.
But as you say, when things get out of whack, this is, there's a country that wants the power to rest primarily with the people. And the message that you talked about there was exactly what Donald Trump said on the campaign trail. I'm the only one who can fix it.
That's right.
Give us a sense of the parallels that you see in Jackson and Roosevelt and Trump.
Well, I think, I was thinking about this very much today. Barack Obama over the weekend was talking about how basically he was decrying Trump's populism. He was, because it feels like a different brand from Obama's populism. It's a different set of voters. It's appealing predominantly to an appeal to working class white voters, especially in the upper Midwest, whereas Obama was talking to some of those same voters, but a different group. And Obama was lamenting the divisiveness, and he was lamenting the demagoguery and all of that stuff. And I kept thinking, well, it was pretty good for you when you were doing it. It was pretty good for you when you were running in 2008 and you were building straw men and using light demagoguery of a different, maybe more subtle kind, but using some of the same tactics. Look, populism is always appealing because the guy who comes says, I will fix it for you, not those suckers. I'll fix it for you. And what Trump did was led a countercharge against the one that Obama did.
The forgotten men and women of America.
Exactly. So now we've had two charges against each other. And the question is, does Trump evolve into a leader who can unite and unify? Or who's next? What's the next thing out over the horizon? Because I promise you this, if we keep going after each other with bayonets and charging each other every time like this, it's going to get old pretty quick. People need some space to live together.
Let's do a dramatic reading and we'll see who's better.
Oh,
okay, so you're gonna do this one. Let's put up the other quote from Chris's book.
No, watching American politics melt down in the past decade like 2 scoops of sauerkraut sherbet on a July afternoon has not been fun. But maybe it would feel a little better if you knew that not only have we melted down before, but that we drained all the way out of the cup and evaporated down to a sticky little spot on the sidewalk.
That is such vintage Chris Stirewalt. I love it. Sauerkraut sherbet?
I don't think I would churn up a batch of that.
No. That sounds like fancy tomato ice cream or something. I'm not going there.
Hard pass. But be of good cheer. We have been here before. We have done this before, and we have come out better every time for it.
Yeah. Historic lessons it's really so interesting to look back. And really, it just teaches us so much about who we are and where we're going. I love it. Thank you so much.
And it has pictures.
And it has pictures, which I like. Every Man a King. Chris, congratulations on your first book. I hope it's not your last.
Well, then make sure you buy it.